Right, ladies and gentlemen, hello. How are you? How are things? It took us a little bit longer, but we finally got there, ladies and gentlemen. We managed to connect her to the World Wide Web. We managed to connect absolutely everything going. So thank you for paying attention. Thank you for bearing with us, I suppose is a better way of doing it. It's been a while since we've done one of these, so everything has changed. So most of it's my fault as always, guys, but it's live TV. Our TV live, Facebook live, Instagram, and live on Twitter. So if you're joining us anywhere else, you drop us a link. Make sure if you're in the comments, drop us a comment as well. If you have any questions, we can answer them as well. And if you all can hear us nice and clearly, let me know as well, because I can only hear myself and I can only hear Aoife. I can't hear you guys. So if you're in the comment section, you can just write somewhere below down here. Say hello to us. Tune in. It's going to be fun. It's going to be exciting. It's going to be very personal as well. And like I said, Aoife McCullough, what can I say about her? It's a privilege to call her my friend. She's a tough son of a bitch. She's no good with computers or phones, but hey, look, we're going to get there through that. And we all have our faults. She's laughing now backstage. So without further ado, I'm going to introduce you guys because we're an hour behind. So I'm telling you, Brian Tuberty does not have to deal with this shit. See, this is what happens when you go to amateur and professional. So here we go. We're going to go say hello to Aoife, hopefully, and pray to everybody above in heaven that it's going to work. Here we go. We're going to add Aoife.
Hey,
can you hear me?
I'm here. I can hear you. Hi.
It's working. Thank
God.
We still managed to get a picture of Joe's cock in the background. That's always good.
I did. Can you see it? Good and big.
The big hair out the back of it. The big hairy hole up on him. So we managed to get through it, Aoife. We finally got there. We got everything working. How are you? How's life? God. How are things?
Good. I'm feeling good. Yeah, everything's been really good. Yeah, it's good as can be expected anyway. Yeah, but yeah, no, the energy levels and everything are great and can't complain. Getting life back on track, starting to live life again. So it's been good.
Good. That's what we like to hear. But we're gonna get into all that first. But do you know what fascinates me is this mountain climbing. What drives you to wrap yourself up in as many plastic bags as possible, put on a pair of boots, and decide, look up the side of a mountain and go, I'm gonna make it to the top of that. Like, it's one of the strangest hobbies I know.
I know a lot of people think that. I've always loved mountains, and I don't know why. I've just always been mesmerized by them. And just been out in them and then getting to the top and then just seeing the view. And I love being out in that kind of weather as well. You know, you've all the right gear on you and, you know, it's just, you can't beat it. It's great for the head, you know. I love kind of challenging climbs. You know, the bigger the mountain, the better. I love a good lung buster, you know. I just always loved mountains, and it's only the last couple of years that I've really kind of gotten into actually climb them. Because I probably would have been stuck in the pub before that, and then you know, so and then just started climbing the mountains, and I joined Trade of Trekkers. It's a trekking group here in the town, and then I just said, you know, I always wanted to climb Kilimanjaro as well, so I said, "Fuck it, I'm going to go and I'm going to climb Kilimanjaro." So
like, that's not an Irish thing to do. Us Irish people aren't built for climbing things. Like,
I know, but I always wanted to do it. And then I said it to Joe, my partner, and I said, look, we're going to climb Kilimanjaro. And Joe wouldn't have been into the mountains at all, really. Like, so in 2017, we just got all the stuff and packed up and climbed Kilimanjaro with Earth's Edge. They're an Irish company here. They're climbing Kilimanjaro.
Yeah, like that has to be. Yeah, it's some trek.
Yeah, no, it is. Yeah, and you know, I would have been fairly fit back then. You know, I would have been mad into the running, and like it's tough going. Like, and it's not easy. You know, it is tough. Like, you have to be prepared and you have to train first. But I did train first. You know, there'd be a lot of people there that wouldn't go prepared, you know, because you have the altitude and everything to think about. A lot of people underestimate it because it is quite high. It's like 6,000. I can't even remember the second height of it now, but it's a big mountain and 5895. That's what it is. It's 5895 meters, and yeah, like a lot of people underestimate it, and they don't take the altitude and all that into account, and just a lot of people get very sick and they have to be brought down the mountain and helicoptered off the mountain. And but it's yeah, it's tough, but it's doable. It's doable if you train first, you can do it. But yeah,
And like
no,
the training, what are you doing for the training? Are you running, or like, what's like, you hardly just wake up one morning and say, "Hey, look, I'm going to train myself to climb a mountain." Like, it boggles my mind how people do this type of things. You know what I mean? Like, like Kilimanjaro. I know we went to the summit of Mount Everest as well, but how long does it take you to climb to Kilimanjaro? Can you do it in like a couple of days, or what's it like? You must
well,
constantly have to like build slowly, slowly, slowly up along, because the altitude will obviously
yeah.
kill you. Like,
Yeah, exactly. Well, the training, I would have been flat out running at the time, but the best thing to train for a mountain is to actually get out and climb mountains. So, yeah, I would have done a lot of training in the Mourne Mountains in Uri.
mhm.
So that's a great mountain range there, some pretty tough mountains there to climb. So, we climbed there. And then
Yeah.
yeah, you have to. We done the Mashami route in Kilimanjaro, which it took 8 days. So they all say go for the longer route, because you have to climatize. You have to walk very
Mhm.
slowly going up the mountain, because your body has to get used to the altitude. Because if you go up too fast, you're going to get mountain sickness, and that's not good.
Mhm.
You can end up dying from it. Some people die from it. So yeah, you just have to train and just go with a really good company. Like that, there's a lot of companies out there that try and get you up the mountain as quick as they can. Like some people try and do it in 4 days, which is madness. It's just you're not giving your body enough time to acclimatize.
Mhm.
So we picked the 8 day route, so it gives you a longer time to acclimatize and you have a better chance of summiting it then.
Yeah. And what's it like up
So,
there?
but
It must be
yeah.
absolutely breathtaking.
Yeah, it's crazy. Like summit night was pretty tough because you leave at, I think we'd have to something like 2 o'clock in the morning, and you have all your headlamps on and everything, and you just look up the mountain, and all you can see is this stream of lights going up and up and up the mountain, and it looks super steep, and you're like, how the hell am I going to get up there? And you're going so slow. Like they go as and especially if you think you can move a little bit faster, they put the slowest person of the group at the very top. So you have to go as slow as the slowest person, which can be quite
Oh.
irritating, but it's all for your own good, because they don't want to leave anyone behind. So I remember
Mhm.
with our trip, we were supposed to be on top for sunrise, but like we had some slow people in the group, and we didn't get to summit for, oh my God, I think we were an extra 4 or 5 hours more. I think it took us something
Oh.
like 12 hours to summit or something like that. And we missed the sunrise. But like on top, it's just like, it's as if like you're on top of Mars or something like that. It's really strange. And there's a big glacier on top. But the altitude and everything, you have a banging headache, your ears are popped, everything just feels weird. It just feels really strange. But it's class, though. It's unreal. It really is. And you're above the clouds as well. So it's a sight. Oh, it's just amazing. It really is, yeah.
I think the last time I struggled to get up a hill, I had about 15 points. That's the closest I could probably explain to you about my traumas going up and down hills. I'd say I just, there's certain things I don't get. Is spectating at rallies is one of them, and mountain climbing. I just
Yeah,
and
really, you
people
don't.
love it. Like,
Yeah, I think it's just the achievement of it. It's the achievement of getting to the top, and but it's the views and everything at the top. And but I love like anything, but I love exercise anyway, and I love really hard types of exercise. So that's just me. But yeah,
have you
no,
done
it's
have you
it's
done all
it's
the peaks in
amazing.
Ireland yet?
A lot of them. There's still one or two now that I have to do. I've done a lot of climbing in the Mourne Mountains, and obviously done Carrantoul and Kerry and stuff like that. But yeah, no, there'll be still a couple of mountains that I haven't done in Ireland yet. It's small
Yeah.
ones.
Have you done Crow Patrick?
Yes, I've done that one. Was haven't Joe done that? It was a couple of years ago we done that, and I think we done it the day before. Yeah, we done it. It was like Reek Sunday, but we done it the day before, and it was just jam packed full of people. Like it was just way too busy. But that was actually one of the first mountains I think I climbed. Was actually with Joe was that mountain. Yeah.
Yeah, no, my think preparation. But last, when was it? Last, it was probably this time. Was it this time last year? No. It was during the summer, and the height of June or July, I think it was. Remember when it was really, really, really hot? Like it was like melting
Oh
hot.
yeah.
We decided we'd go up to Mayo, and my Aoife always said she wanted to climb it, so she got it into her head that she wanted to climb Croagh Patrick. So my mother, her mother, and my father. Now, my father, when it comes to athletic wear, is a pair of 501 jeans, a pair of trainers, and a t-shirt. And it was about
Oh no.
35 degrees. I swear to God, it was about 35 degrees, and up that hill he went. Right now, he made it no
Yeah.
problem, but you should see the picture of him in the t-shirt. He wore like a light green t-shirt, and it is, honest to God, it looks like some sort of camouflage, just the sweat patches all over him, in a pair of
Oh, the
denim jeans.
sweat. Yeah.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
a pair of denim jeans, a pair of probably little trainers, and a t-shirt. That was Mark's hill climbing stuff. That was how prepared he
Oh
was to climb.
God.
Now he made it up, in
Yeah.
fairness to
They're
him, but
all big no-nos. But I
he
think
made it
me and
up,
Joe were actually
and
the same.
yeah,
We were actually the same. We went up in runners. We didn't have jeans on now, but we had runners, t-shirts, and it was the same. The sweat on Joe was just like a fucking tie dye or something like it. It was just full of sweat. We were totally unprepared. No water, nothing, you know. But no, you learn
yeah.
quickly though.
As Tommy Tiernan says, Declan Moffat running the marathon in the pair of jeans with the Doc Martens and the t-shirt ripped in half for aerodynamic purposes. That is what my father was now going up that hill. Now, in fairness to him, he made it up and he made it down. I
He
won't
still
fault the
made it
man
up.
for it.
Yeah, but that's it. Once he made it,
Yeah,
that's
I
it.
didn't make it. I was at home minding the small
Did you
one. I
not?
did think that. Yeah, no, I did think my mother was going to chicken out from doing it. So I was hoping that she would chicken out. But no, being my mother being so stubborn, she decided that, hey, I'm
She
going
did
climbing
do
that
it.
mountain too. She did it, but
Oh,
coming
fair
down
play to
took
them.
her. I think coming down took her like 5 or 6 hours. She got the fear of God. She got vertigo halfway or up the top of it,
Oh
and
Jesus.
she literally had to
Yeah.
crawl all the way
Yeah,
back
but
down.
it's
I'm
like,
sure my
yeah,
father
but
would
it's
like to have thrown her
very,
off.
it's all like loose kind of rocks and stuff like that. It's very kind of, yeah, it's just very loose rock there on that mountain anyway. But
Yeah,
yeah, no, fair play
but
to
it
them.
makes.
They still did it.
Oh, they did. They did. In fairness, the four of them went up and the four of them came back. As I was saying, I think my dad would have liked to throw my mother off the top. It probably would have been quicker to come down. But yeah, a pair of jeans and a t-shirt at 31 degrees in Ireland. That was the hottest day of the year, nearly one of the hottest days on record in this country.
Oh
And my
God,
father,
no, I
up the hill he
died.
went.
No, wouldn't be able to do it. Not in the heat. Not definitely not in the heat.
But it was bananas. It was bananas. I stayed down with herself's father and the little one on the beach, and I just enjoyed myself. But I did think that my mother was going to chicken out, so I was kind of banking on the fact that she would be babysitter for the day. But like I said, she was stubborn out, and she said, "No, I'm going up the top of that hill." And in fairness, she made it up, but it took her hours and hours and hours to get down. So I think her hill days or her hill climbing days are now finished. But
I
my
finished,
grandfather,
yeah.
yeah, my grandfather is 84, and before he dies, he said he's going to climb every single mountain in the country. And there's not
Go
too many of them
away.
left. He was climbing. He has to do Carrick-Two-Hill. He's done the Mourne Mountains, and he's done. There's another group. He's nearly done all five of the top ones already, and he's 84 years of age. And up that mountain, that man marches
Wow,
like
that's
he'd put
amazing.
any man to shame. In fairness to him, he really would. He'd put any
Yeah,
man to shame. But yeah, like that now, I can think of 1,001 different things I'd like to do now and climb the face of a mountain. In wet, mossy boots with umbrellas and then, like I said, plastic bags wrapped around you. I can't see it. I don't understand
you
it.
just
But
no, you've no interest. No interest. Oh, that's
no,
fair enough.
look, maybe it's something I get into. Like I said, my grandfather was 84 and he's got into it. So there's
That's
still hopefully time
amazing. That's
left for him.
unreal.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Oh
because
yeah.
that's what, like it's a lot of people underestimate. Like it is like even like in the tracks that we do, you have people who underestimate it, and they get halfway up and they're like, "Oh Jesus, no, I can't go anymore." You know, it's like it can be tough, you know, but you have to be
It's
tough to do them.
That's
You're just
it.
not tough
That's
enough,
it.
Terence.
No, hey, look, hands up, hands up. I ain't tough enough. I'll agree to that one. You know what I mean? I understand my limitations. Trust me. I have three little girls at home that like to tell me absolutely everything about how much I suck at life. So yeah, I know my limitations, and
Oh,
I'm kept in my place quite rapidly, and if I ever think
Oh,
I'm too
I'd
big for
say
my boots,
so.
I get put down quite quickly. But come here to me,
Oh,
talk about,
I'd say
like,
so.
when you're climbing these mountains and stuff like that, food and water and all that type of stuff. Like, is it all like rations, like army rations and stuff like that you'd be eating on these climbs?
No, well, we went with Earth's Edge, so they're an Irish company, and they're like an amazing company. So the food on the mountain was actually in Africa. It was actually amazing. It was like, you have the porters, and they bring your big massive bag. You obviously have your big massive bag with all your gear and stuff like that. They carry them, and then you have like your backpack, your normal day backpack. So they like practically run up the mountain. So they're like, when we're going up really slowly, you have them, these superhuman people, like flying up the mountain, get all the tents ready, get all the dinner ready, get like the big mess tent, it's called. It's where we'll all sit and everything. So they set everything out. So when you get to camp, everything is set out for you. And then lunch is ready, and I think we had something like avocado salads, and we had fried eggs. We had, like, the food was actually phenomenal. It was actually delicious. Like, what else were we having? Um, yeah, but the higher you go in the mountain, the food doesn't be as good, because they can't, with the fruit and veg and all that kind of stuff, it wouldn't last. I think we had stew, and I think it was probably goat stew or something like that one of the nights. But yeah, the food was actually really good in Africa. Um, but the water as well, they always have water, and it's filtered for you as well. So yeah, like there's no shortage of anything. They all these the porters, they carry everything, and
Wow.
even they even carry a portaloo. Um, yeah, I know. Yeah, you see, the way it's done over there is like, you have they start off, the porters, they start off, and you could be like someone who carries the toilets, and then they work their way up, then they become a chef, and then they become something else, and then they become a guide. So they work their way up. Um, but yeah, everything's
Physically and
fairly.
staturally up along the mountain, like.
Yeah, yeah. But yeah, the food was great. The food was great. I, really can't, give any complaints. And like, they really feed you, because they really want you to have as much food as possible, because you use so much energy at altitude. So they're just like practically like just stuffing the food down your neck, like, just like never any shortages or anything like that. But no, the
I was
food's really good.
expecting I was expecting you had to poo in a bucket, or you had to piss in a bag, or I was expecting some horrific stories altogether. This sounds like a 4-star
No,
resort.
I know, but that's with the company we went with now. Like, I know there's probably companies over there, and that you probably would have to, go and shit behind a rock or something, because there's plenty. There is, like, there's actually toilet roll, and like, I actually stood in human poo when I was over there. I had to go for a pee, but they didn't have the tent up, so I had to go behind a rock. But I actually ended up standing in human shit, which was lovely. That was rotten. But
Oh
nothing worse than
God.
standing in human poo. But yeah, but no, they're a great company. Earth Edge, like, they're phenomenal. Like, so I'm hoping to travel with them again. Hopefully, maybe next year. I was supposed to travel with them this year. I wanted to go and do Mount Elbrus in Russia, but obviously COVID happened for 2 years in a row, and then obviously I got ill, and now there's a war. So I
Yeah,
don't
there's a
think I'll be going
small
to
bit of a
Russia
hassle
anytime
actually
soon.
happening over.
Yeah, I don't think I was supposed to climb that mountain, because anytime I tried to climb it, something's happened, So, and it's like a sign, no, don't go do that mountain. So, but
We've got all the
yeah.
crew coming in. We've got Sinead Kelly saying hello to us. We've got Bernie coming in. Everybody's tuning our way. So
Hello,
thank you,
Kellys, the
everybody.
Kelly clan.
Hello, Kelly crew. How are we all?
Yeah,
Yes,
hi.
so everybody's tuning in the way. I know you did make it. Talk to me about the story, because it was only briefly I got to talk to you. Did you make it to the summit of Everest, or where? How far did you make it up to Everest?
Oh, well, I went to Nepal, and I was supposed to do a mountain called Island Peak, which is a
Mhm.
6,000 meter peak. So in order to do that peak, you have to do Everest Base Camp to
Mhm.
acclimatize. So basically, I wanted to do it and go, kind of do two birds with the one stone. Do Everest Base Camp, and then go and do this higher mountain. So I went to a Nepalese company and went over, done Everest Base Camp. The journey to Everest Base Camp was just absolutely beautiful. Like, it's just jaw-dropping beauty. Like, it's just absolutely amazing. You get to see Everest, obviously the biggest mountain in the world. No tents. You stay in little tea houses, and you're going through all these little villages. And you're really in with seeing how they live over there. Like, it's just, it's absolutely amazing over there. It really is. But then, a little bit disappointed when I got to Everest Base Camp. There was like graffiti all over the rocks. There was like a girl standing there with no top on, no bra on, just with her thing hanging out. And I was just like, Jesus, it's very commercialized, that kind of way.
Yeah.
Now, don't get me wrong, it's stunning. But when I got there was like toilet roll everywhere, like graffiti on the rocks. I couldn't believe, like, why would somebody write all over the
Ruin
rocks at Everest? Yeah, like, but the journey itself is just unbelievable. I ended up actually getting very sick over there. I got some sort of respiratory, I don't know what it was. I was just really, really sick. So then I done Everest Base Camp, and then I went on to do we climbed up to Island Peak Base Camp. And myself and 3 others, we were supposed to climb Island Peak, but the company we went with, there was a lot of safety concerns. One of the girls, you have these special winter mountaineering boots you're supposed to wear, and they forgot her boots. And they tried to put her into a pair of boots that was 2 sizes too small, and there's no radios. Like, especially with footwear, you have to have the correct footwear. Like, especially because could be minus, God knows, minus 15 or something like that. So you need the proper footwear. You can't be squeezing your feet into boots that are, 2 sizes too small. So there's a lot
can't imagine that's
of
fun
security.
for anybody.
No, but like, we all got a really bad vibe. And one of the guys that was with us had climbed. He was quite experienced, and he said, "Not a hope." He goes, "I'm not climbing with these guys," because we would have had to cross crevasses on ladders. So basically, you're just, some technical stuff, and there was just safety wasn't there. They said they were going to give us some training advice and all that, and they said, "No, we're not going to train you." And there was just a lot of red flags. So we all decided, no, we're not going to continue with these. So we just we were happy enough. We just done Everest Base Camp, and we just came back then to Kathmandu, Nepal. I was actually on my own. It was actually the first time I traveled on my own. So I spent 5 days in Kathmandu on my own. And Kathmandu is something like 5 million people in it or something like that. I was like, oh my God. Like, the first time traveling alone, and I wasn't expecting to be in this big massive city on my Todd, and I got lost. Oh my God. Like, it was just, I got lost. Yeah. Trust me, to get fucking lost. Like, and my phone went dead. I didn't know what I was doing, but I made it back to the hotel, and I was grand then. But yeah, it was a good trip, but it was a bit of a disaster now. But it was still a good trip, and the Himalayas, like, oh my God, it's just so beautiful over there, unbelievable.
It's breathtaking.
Oh yeah, it really is. Like, it's just, I just can't even describe it. Like, even pictures don't do it justice. You're just like, if you love mountains, and you're standing there in a valley, and you're surrounded by like all these like famous mountains like Ahmedabad, and you have all the highest mountains in the world are mostly there. It's just absolutely amazing.
That's bananas, like, and like the thing about it all is like, and I think I can even, if you can you guys see that at home? Is that a picture? Hold on, let's see if I can get this to work now. It might just all shut down. But there's you at base camp now, Everest Base Camp. Can you see that? I think it's on your Instagram.
Yeah,
that's it
me.
now. And is it? Well, I hope it's you, because it's on your Facebook or your Instagram page.
If
not,
no,
you're just robbing someone
me.
else's. Is that what everybody's supposed to put a flag on it, or what's that? What's all the flags? What's the story?
That's just they're called prayer flags. So it's just they have them all over Paul. They're just called prayer flags. We would have visited a lot of monasteries and temples and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
And just, yeah, they're called prayer flags.
And you just put them on the mountain and you
So
work your way up.
yeah, no, they're just there all the time. It's just like the Nepalese people; they just have them there all the time. They're on the. I don't know if you've ever seen the film Everest, and there's the notorious bridge. There's like a big, massive kind of cable bridge, and they have the prayer flags all along it. It's just
Ah,
something they put up.
yes. Did you watch
Yeah,
that
yeah,
Seven Peaks thing on Netflix?
yeah. I did see
I
it.
haven't I
Yeah,
haven't watched it. Is it any good?
oh, it's brilliant. Superhuman, like absolutely superhuman. You know, it's just I think the only person that should have done that, it took him years and years to do it, like something like what was it, 12 years or something like that. So yeah, this guy is superhuman.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I heard about it. I haven't seen it now. I must watch it. It's on my to watch list, but I haven't. I'm getting stuck. I'm stuck in the Ozarks TV show right now, so I'm watching that. I think I'm maybe one
yeah.
or
No,
two
couldn't get
seasons
into
through
that.
that. See,
No,
different strokes for different
yeah,
folks.
yeah. That's it.
Uh, we've got Robert coming in as well. Your brother saying hey sis as well. We've got Alan
Hey,
saying
Rob.
to come to Brazil, and we've got Lumdy saying well done girl as well. She's come in as well. But
Hi.
yeah, like I just this fucking mountain thing, if I just it boggles me. It really does. Is there anywhere else? Is there any there
Doesn't.
has to be some peaks in Europe that you have to do?
Yeah, but you see, the reason I love to kind of go further afield because I've always wanted to travel. I always wanted to go to like just real different countries and stuff like that. So obviously Europe, yeah, but I see I'll probably only be able to travel in Europe now because I can't get insurance. Because obviously you know with the cancer and that, but maybe Mount Blanc might do that.
Oh yeah.
But look, I want to go everywhere. I want to climb all the mountains, but I just have to take a back seat now for a while and just say, Aoife, relax now for a bit. You know,
We'll get
I
there.
know
We
it's
will
so
get there.
hard though. I keep looking online. Like, oh, maybe I'll do this, maybe I'll do that. I'm like, no, just wait. It's hard. I just want to climb everything.
Look, you will get there. I have no doubt
I
in the
know.
absolute world that you will get there. So you just got to take slow and small steps. But like when you're on the side of these mountains and you're stuck inside the tent and the wind is just fucking baiting against the side of the tent, do you ever just sort of go, why, like, why am I doing something like this to yourself? Like, this has to be absolutely bonkers.
Yeah, I remember like for Kilimanjaro, like we were on summit night. I found summit night quite tough because it was nobody's talking and it's really feckin' cold. And I just remember I was like, I don't even know if I was halfway up or what. I just remember I was like crying silently to myself. I was like, why am I doing this? This is pure hell. Like it's just terrible, you know. And that's only Kilimanjaro. Like that to some people, that might seem like something to you guys, but like
Yeah.
in the mountaineering world, that's nothing. Like it's just an easy track. People would run up it, like you know. But I just remember, yeah, like I would have kept a diary as well for the trip, and like you know when I came home, it wasn't that bad. But then I read through my diary, I was like, oh God, no, I did really struggle there, you know. And I was giving out about a lot of things. It's only when you read back in your diary that you kind of realize, oh geez, yeah, no, I did pretty struggle through that, you know. But yeah, summer night was difficult.
I say Joe
But
must
Everest
have just
Base Camp, there
literally
was
I say Joe must have just
go
really
on.
loved every second of that climbing the side of that mountain. He must really have just fallen in love with you more and more every foot he went up it,
Oh,
I'd
he
say.
did, of course. Yeah. I made him do it. I was like, Joe, no, we're going to do Kilimanjaro. And he's like, yeah, let's do it. But no, he was great as well. There wasn't a bother in him. But we see whatever space camp there is no summit night. You know, it's just you do it during the day and um yeah, no, summit night for Kilimanjaro I found was tough enough. It's just the fact that nobody was talking and it's as if like we're all just half dead going up the mountain, you know, because we're all going so slow. And you're trying to get the air in and you have a busting headache because you're not getting oxygen and yeah. But you look, we did it.
Hey, look,
I
yeah,
like pain.
I again, each to their own. Yeah, I don't see. I look different strokes for different folks at this stage because there's been plenty of strange people I've had on this podcast and the strange little hobbies that they like to have, and I just go look at people and go,
Yeah.
why, like, why do that damage to yourself, like? But some people love it, and they really, really do
Yeah.
love doing these type of things, and
Real.
I
Yeah.
just. But then I got punched
Love
in
the
the face for
punishment.
12 years, and some people look at me going, "Well, how would you do that?" So hey, look, it is what
Yeah.
it
You see,
is.
that's it too.
You have to
Yeah.
look, like I said, different strokes for different folks. We've got loads of people coming in. Jesus, we have so many comments. Hang on a second. Let me get some of these comments going. So do you ever think you're going to climb Everest? Actually do Everest properly?
First of all, I'd never have the money because it costs probably about 60 grand to do it.
What?
Second of all, I think it costs about 60 grand more to climb it. Now you can do it for cheaper, but that would reputable companies or stuff like that. Um, and I just think it's gone way too commercialized. I mean, you've probably even seen the queues to get up the top of Everest, like
Yeah.
literally queues, and that's why people are dying on the mountain as well. And there's a lot of I just don't think I'd ever have the experience to go and climb it. You know, you need to do some serious climbing to climb it. You know, like there's a lot of people that haven't even done a 5,000 meter peak trying to do Everest. You know, and that's what's holding people back. They're not experienced. They don't know how to climb it, and they're creating all these queues at the top, and then people are dying from exposure and everything else that happens with the with the high altitude
The
climbing,
altitude.
So yeah, I think I just think it's gone way too commercialized now. I say that now, but
Yeah.
if I won the lotto, I might give it a go. you know.
Just say, why not? There's 60 grand. I didn't realize it's that much.
Yeah,
I
sure,
was
right.
expecting it. I was
Yeah,
expecting it to be like
and that's
10 or
not even your
15 or
gear.
something like
Like,
that. But
no, it's like it's cost something like. Remember, I was looking up maybe doing it was like half of it or something like that. I know it used to be 15,000, and now it's going up to 30,000 because the Nepalese are putting more taxes and charges and everything on it. I think it's probably a deterrent because there's so many kind of debts on it now as well. I could be wrong now, but that's where they get a
yeah.
lot of their money. You see, that's from the tourism industry.
Yeah, of course.
You
Hey,
know.
look, we charge extortionate amounts for a pint of Guinness, and people pay it. So
Yeah, you
each to
see.
their own. That's
Yeah,
what I gotta say. Like I said, some people like it and some people don't. Come here, we're gonna
yeah.
touch now. We can go into this as detailed as you like, or we can go into it in no detail as well. But last year was a bit of a rough year. Was it last year or was it the year
It
before?
was.
When was it
It
last
it
year?
was July last year. Yeah, July last year.
July
Yeah.
last year.
Um,
You got
yeah, of last year. It actually feels a lot longer, but yeah, I was diagnosed with ovarian cancer. Um, Complete shock. It's crazy. Like I don't mind talking about it all. I'm very open about it actually.
yeah,
I started getting symptoms, very, very slight symptoms, like a kind of pain in the kind of pelvic area, and bloating. That was it. And it was going on for a couple of months, and I thought nothing of it. I thought, oh, sure, it's probably only IBS or something like that. So I went to the
hmm
doctor, and the doctor was like, oh, yeah, yeah, sure, we'll send you for a colonoscopy. Went for a colonoscopy. That came back fine. And then it was actually the June bank holiday. I was actually in Bantry, and we were down there for a couple of days, and I just realized that my stomach here, my upper tummy was a bit swollen, and anytime I ate anything, like a few bites or something, I felt really, really full. And I was like, something's weird, and I remember going home then, and my whole stomach started to really swell. Like it looked like I was 6 months pregnant, and I was like, "What the hell is going on?" And anytime I kind of moved like that, I could feel fluid swishing
hmm
around in my stomach. Like, I mean, it actually did look like I was 6 months pregnant, and it was solid. Like, so it's like there's something really wrong. So I went to my doctor. He felt around and said, "Oh, look, if she was send you into A&E." Went into A&E. I got speaking to someone beside me in A&E, and he said he was sitting there for 12 or 13 hours. And I said, "Fuck this." I said, "I'm not waiting around."
Uh-huh.
Um, so I went home anyway, and um, I think it was actually that night or the next night, I ended up getting a really, really bad pain in my stomach. Actually, no, before that, I actually went to get a scan. I actually went to get a private scan because I knew I was going to be waiting too long. And it was up in Ultrasound Ireland is where I got the scan. And they said, look, you have a cyst on both your ovaries and you've got a lot of fluid in your abdomen. So I was like, gosh, they're only cysts, sure, all, they
Yeah.
can get rid of them, But I think it was actually that night or the night after I actually ended up in hospital, really, really bad pain in my stomach. And so I was admitted anyway. And then the doctor said, oh, it's your pancreas, you've got pancreatitis. And I was like, oh, all right, okay. And then I told him, I said, oh, well, I went for a scan and they said I have cysts on my ovaries and I have fluid in my abdomen. And one of the doctors actually turned around and says, oh, you sure you just didn't put on a bit of weight? That's not fluid. That's not fluid. And I said, excuse me. I said, it's definitely not weight. I said, I'm very much into fitness. And I got a scan
That's some
yesterday.
fucking cheek on him, though, wasn't it?
I
Jesus
know.
Christ.
I know. Oh, I was so mad. I
Hell.
was like,
I
as if
can't,
like he kept, yeah. And I said, excuse me. I said, I actually went for a scan yesterday. And I said, I've got 2 cysts in my ovaries and I've got fluid in my abdomen. And then they went and got the records then. And then I knew something was up then because one of them came in. He's like, have you got somebody at home? And I'm like, yeah. And then they disappear. And then they come back in and they're like, have you got children? And I'm like, no. And they came back, they kept coming in. I was like, something weird.
Yeah.
And then I remember being brought in, and this is the time of COVID, so nobody was allowed in to see me at all. Like, I was completely on my own. And then one of the female doctors was there and she sat me up in the bed and she starts feeling around and she's like, she goes, look, we're not going to beat around the bush. We think it's cancer. I just went, right, okay. Didn't really go into my head what she was saying, Yeah. And I was on my own. I was like, right, okay. Yeah, no bother. And then I went back to the bed. I went back into the room or whatever. And then one of the nurses comes over and she's like, are you okay? And gave me a big hug. And I was like, oh shit, yeah, she really did say, like, it's cancer, like, oh my God, and it didn't hit me for, a couple of hours. Like, I remember ringing Joe and my parents and that, telling them, but I don't remember being that emotional at that time. And then I remember I had to stay in hospital for a couple of days, and then it really starts to hit you. It's like, oh shit, like this is bad. I think it was worse because like I was on my own the whole time. Like they let me kind of outside, but nobody was allowed in. But yeah, it was fucking mad. Like,
that's fucked up.
so,
I still can't get over the doctor saying that. Like, hang on a second. Like,
oh yeah,
look, I don't know. It's a weird
he
one.
actually,
Like, it really is. Like,
yeah,
you know what I mean?
he actually came back into me and he actually came back with his tail between his legs and he said, I'm sorry. He goes, it's can't, it's more than likely cancer. And I was like, yeah, but is there a small chance that it's not? And he goes, no, prepare yourself for the worst. So he came in with his tail between his legs. He knew he was wrong for what he said because, but I just didn't have the energy to give out to him or anything like that. But
I would have kicked him in the jaw.
I know, yeah. I don't know what it's like. Any of the other girls that I've spoke to, it's actually been, I think there's 1 or 2 other girls that I spoke to, and the doctors said that as well. You sure you just didn't put on a little bit of weight? And they're like, no, So it's very.
Is
they
that
say that over.
Is that a deterrent to try and relax ladies, or like is it sort of like, okay, look, or is it just a kick square in the face? Like, that's. Jesus, I was always told never to tell a woman they've put on their weight. Like, never mind being a doctor and saying it to them. Like, you know what I mean? Is it to sort of put your head at rest, or is it sort of?
No,
I
I
don't
have no
understand the
idea,
logic
but
of it.
yeah, I don't know why, but it's the way he said it. He said it in a really sneering way as well, and I was just like, you know what? Fuck you, like, I know it's not weight. He's like, it's not even, he's going on about that it was firm and it didn't feel like water. I was like, it is. I said, I went for a scan, so up yours, like, and he's like, oh, but yeah, and then what happened then? Yeah, and then you just have the couple of days. Then yeah, we were actually brought in. Joe was allowed in. I stayed there for a couple of days in the hospital, and then I was let home. And then they bring you into the room then, because I had to do some more tests on the fluid that was in my abdomen and stuff like that. So I didn't know what stage it was at, what type of ovarian, like I didn't even hear of ovarian cancer. You always hear of cervical cancer, you hear of breast cancer, lung cancer, never heard of ovarian cancer. And myself and Joe were brought into the room then, and they said they thought it was low grade ovarian. Oh, sorry, they said they thought it was low grade ovarian cancer.
Yeah.
And we're like, right, okay, what does that mean? And they said, like, well, ovarian cancer, it moves more slowly, but it doesn't respond to chemo. That it's like 5% treatable with chemo. Like, so, like, I thought I was doomed straight away. I thought, well, that's it. I'm dead. Like, because like I would have been ignorant. I knew nothing about this cancer. Knew nothing about cancer in general. So I just wrote myself off straight away. It's like I'm fucking dying. Like, so that was hard. Yeah, we were just sitting in the room and.
Can't imagine it, to be fair, having to deal with that, like, and I like, it's not as if something that you be, oh, hang on a second there, I need to check up on my different types of cancer just in case I get it, you know what I mean? It's not something that you kind of learn about to be warned about, you know what I mean? So
yeah, like all you want to hear is like the first thing I asked was, is it terminal? And they said, no, it's not terminal. But like I was like, how do you treat it? But when they said they thought it was low grade and low grade doesn't respond well to chemo, I was like, well, that's it. Like, what the hell are we going to do? But then as time went on, and then I went up to the Mater Hospital then, like they're the experts up there, and they done more tests. And it turns out I have high grade ovarian cancer. So, which means that although it moves a lot more quicker, spreads a lot more quicker, but it is like 99% responsive to chemo. Like it responds really, really well to chemo. So that was a lot better news that we were hoping for. It's it did spread. Like it had spread to like nodes here just underneath my chest bone, and there was kind of cancerous fluid in my lungs, and it was pretty widespread in my abdomen. So that happened then, and then there was there's a lot of things that happened in between. Then they had to get the laparoscopy then, which was just to see how far the cancer had spread. So that was an operation in itself. They put a scope in through your abdomen and they look all around your kind of insides and stuff like that. So then they just seen kind of the extent of the disease then, and then I knew then I had to have a massive operation then. So yeah, the operation.
I must say I've been not only just because you're my friend and stuff like that, but I your spirit throughout the whole lot of it has been absolutely fucking amazing. And I'm not just saying that because we know each other. I really am. And like, as in, take all the friendships and stuff away from that. Like, even the way you've done everything along the way, you've literally, I don't know how your mentality is. Maybe it's all the mountains you were climbing or something like that. Maybe the altitude has finally got to you. But you just turned around and you just said, do you know what? Fuck this. I'm going to beat it and I'm going to do it. And you just, like, I don't know what I would, like, even the way you're talking about it now, my head would have just fucking exploded. It would have been like one of them cartoons, and my head was just, that it. If I got told that news, that would be gone. My head wouldn't be able to cope with everything I'd be told then. Like, you know what I mean? First off, I would have ended up hitting that doctor anyway, square in the face. So I probably would have got done for assault. I probably would have been arrested. Yeah. I would have made the situation a whole lot worse for myself, right? But yeah, like I don't know how you did it. And genuinely, and I'm saying this just not even as your friend, but your spirit, the whole, fair play to you. That's all I gotta say.
See, the thing is, but you think that though, Terence, and when it does happen to you, you end up getting this strength, and you, like, I've no idea where I got this strength from, because I would, even before this, I wouldn't have, thought that I was a strong person at all, And don't get me wrong, I had some very dark moments through my journey, like super dark moments, and I didn't post them. Well, maybe I probably should have posted them, but I had some very terrible times and some very sad times, and especially when I was driving the car for some reason, I put on Claire Hayden's song, Piece by Piece. Oh my God, absolutely love that song. I put it on
She's
while
great. She's
driving.
brilliant.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
I'd be driving along the road, bawling my eyes out, listening to Claire Hayden, driving rapidly down the road. But I know, like you do get your strength from somewhere, and it's amazing. Like you think that you do this and you do that, but I try to take the positive out of every negative. Um, you just have to fucking mill on. You have to do it, because if you don't, you're just going to go into. I don't know. I just said, right, no, we just have to, put my big girl pants on now and just motor on and just get on with it. That's all you can do. You just have to put on a brave face, and you've no other choice. You've no other
Yeah.
choice. You just have to take each day as it comes. Um, and that's what I did. Like, I mean, even with the operation, I had a fucking massive operation, and I just remember being up in the Mater Hospital, and the nurses kept saying to me, they're like, Aoife, now this is like, it's a massive operation, blah blah blah. And I was like, yeah, yeah, yeah. They're like, no, Aoife, like you have to really, you have to realize how big it is. And I was like, yeah, yeah, no, I know. But like when they're speaking to me, like I seemed as if I was like, sure, it's grand, But when I went home, I'd probably bawl my eyes out. But I feel lucky that I got the operation, because the operation that I got done was called cytoreductive surgery and high Pec chemotherapy. So
Yeah, you got a
basically,
picture. Hang on, let me see if I can find the picture. There's one thing I want to talk about though. Hang on, let's see if I can get this. I don't know whether you'll be able to see it or not, but hang on, let me see if I can share this. You had your Britney Spears moment. Hang on, and I thought
oh my
the music
God,
to it and
yeah.
everything I thought it was absolutely fantastic. Hold on, let's see if I can get this to work, and we can show the people at home. And for those of you that haven't seen it, it's quite hilarious. Hang on, let's see if I can get this to work. There you are, and you took it. Hold on there now. Let's see if we can do that. There we go. Literally shaving your own head, like
Yeah, that was actually a
that's
great
mad.
moment. I didn't mind losing my hair, because I hated my hair anyway, to be fair. Like, and I just said, you know what, just shave it off yourself. Now I was trembling when I was doing it. I was like, but yeah. But I was told I had a
Jesus,
great shaped head by loads of people, so I was like, well, that's good. That's the
great
blonde
shaved head.
wig.
Hey, look, take a compliment wherever it
Yeah,
comes. I suppose you know what I
I
mean.
know. Yeah,
That must have been mad though. Just going like I've shaved my head a couple of times, like, but it's nothing for me. But as a woman, kind of shaving your own head, that must be sort of different, I guess.
yeah. But I remember it was actually my sister Sarah. She's like I kept putting it off, and Sarah's like, no, come on, Aoife, we have to go up to this place now. It's a place up in Navan. I can't remember the name of it now, but that's where they do all the wigs. And the hardest part of that was actually walking into the room with all the mannequins' heads, and I was like, oh my God, this is really freaky. That was the hard part. Like, and Sarah was the same. Sarah nearly started bawling her eyes out. You see all these little freaky heads everywhere. But once I sat in the chair, I was like, right, here we go, just shave it off. I was actually fine shaving the hair off, because like, even when it even started to fall out before that, and you'd be in the shower and you just big chunks of hair coming out. Um, no, I think I was just really mentally prepared for that, and it didn't bother me. The hair didn't bother me, and I know for a woman that would be probably one of the hardest things for them.
Hmm.
But it didn't bother me at all, because I loved my wig as well. Like, I was a blonde bombshell. Do you not see me in the blonde wig? Like,
Heartbreaker.
the oh yeah, I was never blonde before in my life, and it was the second wig I put on. I was like, yeah, no, that'll do. So I was happy out with the wig. Yeah,
I know, like,
yeah.
it's amazing what they're doing. Do you know what I mean? Like these companies, what they're able to do with wigs for ladies, especially when they're going through these treatments, it's mind boggling, because they make them 90% of them are probably natural hair anyway. I'd imagine so. Like they're a real good job. Like, do you know what I mean? And they look.
Oh,
It's
they're
not like, you
unbelievable.
know,
Like,
years ago where you see the old boys with the old sort of half tilted hair. You know what I
yeah,
mean?
yeah,
They
yeah.
look real, like, you know what I mean? And they
Oh,
look,
they
like I
do.
said,
Yeah.
they look absolutely amazing. Let me see if I can find the picture. You posted this picture, and I don't know whether it's no. You only have this one up. Hold on. This is one of the afters of your surgery, which looks absolutely gnarly as fuck. Hang on now. Let's just see if I can get this. You just got loads of band-aids all over your stomach, like. Hang on.
Oh, that was
See
from the.
that one.
Oh, that was from the first one. That was the laparoscopy. That's when they put holes in to see how far the cancer had spread. And then I don't know if I have one there from the massive operation, that the other one when the actual took out all the what to call it, the cytoreductive surgery, the 12-hour surgery that I had. I don't think I posted that one. I had
I think
12-hour surgery then. It's like I was sliced from just below the breastbone down to my pubic bone, and they took out my omentum, my peritoneum, my spleen, part of my bowel, part of my rectum, my node, and my appendix. So I was a lot lighter when I came out. So that was the surgery I had. Yeah, I know. But I was lucky that I got it though, because they gave me high Pec chemotherapy as well, which is a relatively new treatment. I think the first time they started doing it was 2013 in the Mater Hospital. And basically, when you're open, like I was fully open, obviously on the operating table, they actually heat the chemotherapy liquid and put it in your stomach, and they leave it there for 90 minutes. So basically, it's supposed to kill all the cancer cells that you can't see. So only like 40 people a year are selected in Ireland for this treatment. So I really have had the best treatment going. They've thrown everything but the kitchen sink at me now at this stage, you know. So yeah, so hopefully now, you know, they put me on a maintenance, they put me on a tablet there. I actually started on Monday and finished the chemo, obviously. Finished the chemo there, I think it's around 2 weeks ago. The chemo actually didn't find that difficult. Now, don't get me wrong, I had some flat days, but
would it just suck the life out of you
uh,
completely, like the treatment and stuff like that? Would that just be the hardest part of it,
uh,
or is it just makes you violently ill? Like,
no, well, see, a lot of people like think what it's like that you see in the movies, you know, like that you're vomiting like radioactive green stuff and all that, but it's not like that anymore. They've all this great anti-sickness tablets and stuff like that. You do get nauseous, but I never got sick or anything like that. And they have a tablet. If you feel nauseous, you just take a little tablet, and you feel tired. But I was fairly normal, you know. I mean, I had every 3 weeks I'd have to get a double chemo, so it's two types of chemo in the one day, and I'd be fairly knackered after that one, you know. And then, you know, it kind of lowers your white blood cell count, so you'd be more open to infection and stuff like that. But I thought the chemo was going to be worse. I did think it was going to be worse, but I knew I went in very fit and strong, so I think that really stood to me.
mm-hmm.
Because I think it's different for everybody. Like chemo's different for everybody, and there's so many different types of chemotherapy, you know, so different strengths and different types, so it's different for everybody. But I think I handled it quite well. I think a lot of it, I was anxious for a lot of it, especially at the start, because you didn't know if you feel a pain, you're like, oh Jesus, like what's that, or what's this, and you kind of freak out a bit. But no, I think I handled it okay.
Only okay. I was saying to you 10 minutes ago, it was fucking fantastic. Don't mind you're only okay. You're only being very fucking modest there now, to be fair.
Oh,
Like,
it's
you know what I
grand.
mean?
Yeah,
Again, being
I
very, very modest. Like I said 1,000 times, it's he did fantastic. You know, it like I said, I don't know how you deal with it. I genuinely don't. It would honestly, it would. I don't think my mind would be strong enough to cope with it. To be fair, so
you see,
like,
you think that though. I would
mm,
have thought the same if you know, if somebody was to say to me like 2 years ago, like that they were going through a cancer journey, I'd be like, oh God, I wouldn't be able to handle that. But you get the strength from somewhere. You do get it. It's actually unbelievable. The mind is a very powerful thing, and
mm,
like I wouldn't be a religious person at all, like, but I just remember I turned to everything. You know, we went to knock and I rang a healer, and you know, you turn to everything, you know. But your mind is a powerful thing, and a lot of people think they can't get through things, but you know, like it's changed me definitely as a person. You know, I'm a lot more confident in myself, and I'm a lot more stronger than I ever thought I was, and um I don't take things for granted, and it changes it, but it's changed me for a better person, you know.
mm.
Even I'm not out of the woods yet, you know, like there'll always still be the risk of of it coming back. I mean, there's a high chance it can come back, but just have to deal with it. Just going to take each day as it comes and just fucking live life to the fullest, and that's all you can do.
Yeah, like, and this, you have to take these one tablet. Is it like once a month, or is it once every week
No,
you have to kind of take it? Or
it's the tablet that I take now. It's called a PARP inhibitor. So basically, it stops the cancer cells from repairing themselves. So then they essentially die. So it's a relatively new drug as well. It's all a little bit confusing, but I have a gene called a BRCA1 gene. So if I didn't have this gene, I wouldn't be able to take these tablets. So basically, I have to take 2 tablets in the morning and 2 tablets in the evening for 2 years. So basically, what it does, it stops the cancer cells from repairing themselves, so they die off. So hopefully that will keep my cancer at bay. So there's more research now and more evidence that maybe I could be able to continue the PARP inhibitor for longer than 2 years. So like they're really trying their best to really push this cancer out for as far as they can, for years and years, and I just really think that the research that's been done today, that we're really going to kick cancer in the ass. I think the research that goes on every day is just absolutely phenomenal. Like they're just progressing every day, especially with this PARP inhibitor. I couldn't believe it, but if I didn't have this BRCA1 gene, I would be left to kind of like the only treatment I'd have would be chemo. Yeah. So like everything's kind of worked to my favor a bit. So everything's kind of worked, like having the BRCA1 gene, like it's the fact that they can treat it more and try and keep it away for as long as they can. It's a good thing,
It's so, like, it's hard to say you've been lucky and unlucky all in the one sentence. Like,
yeah, it's kind of like a bittersweet kind of moment, that kind of way, because I think it's because I have the BRCA1 gene, it's why I actually ended up getting ovarian cancer. It's a mutation of your gene, but then by having it, then like it's normally women, like older women that get it, it's normally women in their 50s that get ovarian cancer, not like I'm 39 now, 38 when I was diagnosed. So it's just mad. It's been a mad fucking journey. Like, it feels like it happened ages ago. And it's only like I was actually with my dad like yesterday, and he was reading through his diary. My dad like keeps a diary religiously for the past 40 years, and he was reading through all the, when I was diagnosed, and he had all the little details, and it just feels like a lifetime ago. But it's only 7 or 8 months ago, something like that. It hasn't even been a year. Yeah, well, would it be? Yeah, July of last year. Yeah, but it feels so much longer. Like everything happened so fast though as well. Like once I was in, like, the HSE would have just been great. I know we always give out about them and all that, but I can't complain about them. Apart from that doctor who said it's fat in the hospital. But
I don't think I'll ever get over that, to be fair.
I know.
Fucking Jesus, the cheek of the cunt, like, do you know what I mean?
I know. I should go back in. Yeah, I know.
Back in and kick him up the hole and say, guess who's back?
I know.
I've lost about 15 pounds of organs, but I'm a lot thinner now. Thank you very much.
Yeah.
Jeez. Right.
Backer.
So you took your spleen, your appendix, some of your stomach. Like, is everything? Can you like eat normally and stuff like that now? Like, does everything work?
Yeah, like they didn't take part of the stomach. They took the omentum. So your omentum would be the fatty kind of tissue at the front of your abdomen, and then your peritoneum would be like, if you picture a room with wallpaper on it, basically like it's the lining of all of my abdomen. They scraped away. Like there was cancer on my liver, so they had to scrape my liver. Basically they had to scrape all my organs because the cancer cells were sitting on top of it. So it's my spleen, appendix, part of my bowel, part of my rectum. They took a load of stuff. Yeah.
Fuck.
So I just remember waking up in HDU going, oh my God, I felt like I was hit by a fucking freight train. Like, excuse my language, but it was awful. Like, I think I spent 4 days in HDU and it was just awful. They had me on these mad drugs, and anytime I closed my eyes, was all this mad hallucinogenic stuff, and like it's just like, get me off this stuff quick. It was just mad. Like I couldn't rest.
Fucking hell!
Yeah,
like, that is like it's lost for
words.
And
I actually didn't. I know, and I actually didn't even know, because I was very alert, and like they were there every time the nurse changed, like say the nurse changed over at 8 o'clock, you'd have to give a rundown of the day of, this is Aoife McCullough, she's had sideroductor surgery, and then she's stage 4 ovarian cancer. And I'm like, what do you mean stage 4? Nobody told me I had stage 4 cancer. I thought I was stage 3. So I found out then that I had stage 4 cancer, like from the nurses that weren't actually talking to me, they were talking to each other. So so I found out then that I was stage 4 cancer because of my spleen, and because like once it moves off into the kind of major organs in the body, they classify it as stage 4. So that was a bit of a shock when I was in HDU
Small
hearing
bit, I
that.
can only imagine. Like,
Yeah, because like again, I didn't have any knowledge. Like once I heard stage 4, I was like, oh my god, sure, that's the end of life, that kind of way. But it's not like that. Like people can live for years and years and years with stage 4. So that was a bit mad. HDU was the worst part of the whole thing. I think was just lying in the bed there because it was just out of the operating table or the operating theatre, and it was just horrible. And then I was put in a
just
normal
alone.
ward then, and like there was no windows in the place, so I didn't know if it was day or night or anything. I didn't know what was going on. I was like, oh, it was just terrible. It was terrible. I'll never forget HDU. It was just the hardest thing. Yeah. But I'm over it now.
That gives me the willies just thinking about it. Like,
I know.
Jesus.
But
Eugene Goffrey's come in on Facebook. He's saying, great to see you're doing strong and delighted for all of you. So, Huge, how are you,
hey,
buddy? What's the
Eugene.
crack?
Hi.
I thought I would have a lot more questions for you because I was expecting to have to drag
Well, I think I've done a lot of talking. I probably done too much talking.
It's your story. Sure, people are sick shit listening to me all the time anyway, so it's my guests that people come on to listen to, not me. No, fuck. Like I said, before we even got to this podcast or even anything like that, like just looking at the pictures and stuff, I was like, going, like, how, like it's very brave, very determined is the only words that come to my mind. Very strong. I'm in awe, to be fair. And any woman that goes through any of that type of cancer, like, and any man that goes through it as well, it scares the shit out of me. Like, it genuinely, fear of God puts into me. Like, you know what I mean? Like they say, 1 in 3 people are going to get it now at this stage. Like, that's frightening. Like,
and you just love to know, like, how, like, what's causing it all. And a lot of people think it's food, and you just, look, you never know. You just never know. But like, even if there's any girls listening today and they've any sort of symptoms like that's worrying them, just go to the doctor. And especially like with bloating or pelvic pain or irregular periods, anything like that, just don't leave it. Just go to the doctor, get it checked out. And if you don't like the doctor says, go and pay. I think I paid something like €240 to go private, just to get the scans. Yeah, it was the best money I ever spent, because it was either that or I'd have to wait weeks and weeks, for the, and it was the best money I ever spent, because, God knows, like, where it would have spread to if I left it another 6 to 8 weeks. So,
and like
just
they said,
get it checked
fast.
out.
Did this happen like within a matter of weeks? It spread that quickly? Like, did something just go like that? And or like, can they tell? Like genuinely, I don't know. So like, when they said it was fast acting, like, did it come very, very fast? Did you or did it just, was there a light switch? And they said, right, let's go.
When we asked the doctor in the Lords, I said, like, do you have any idea how long I had it? Like, and she said maybe about 6 months. So in the space of 6 months, I had I think it was 4 centimeter and a 7 centimeter tumor on each of my ovaries, and I had it spread. I could be wrong now with them sizes now, but that it spread up here. I remember I had like a lump kind of just where my bra would sit, and I was thinking it's only the bra, rub it. It's nothing to do with anything, And I wasn't even going to mention it to the doctors. And Joe's like, "No, you can mention that lump that's on your chest." And it turns out it was related to the ovaries as well. So about 6 months. So God knows where, like it's, well, I know it did spread. Like, they had like the fluid in my lungs as well. So with the ascites, it's like, it's all just fluid, and in that fluid is all cancer cells. So as you can imagine, the cancer cells like sat on all organs of inside my abdomen,
Body.
basically. Yeah. So
Yeah,
crazy.
scares like I say, you're very brave, very determined. I don't have any more words. I really don't. I thought I'd have loads of questions, and I genuinely thought I was going to be uh, stuck for sort of
Dragging them.
yeah. You've basically answered all the questions before I could even ask them. It is fair. And where else? If they think it might come back, that means it's still in your body. So these tablets now will just help sort of keep it down and keep it down and keep it down, and it's just sort of you're
Yeah,
gonna have to live with it and be managing it all the time.
that's it. Yeah, it's called maintenance therapy. Because like the way they said it, it's like, imagine, like, say the two tumors are there, and like they're like two balls of rice, and they disperse
Mm-hmm.
like particles of rice all over your abdomen, basically. Like, so the doctor or the surgeon has to go in and try and pick out each grain of rice out of your abdomen. It's impossible to get all of it,
Yeah,
because it's
I
all
understand
in
what you're saying.
underneath all these little, so they can only take out visible cancer. So they're hoping that, they have everything, but there could be obviously cells in there that they can't get, that's not visible to the eye. So so the maintenance therapy, just hopefully they have it all out, and it just stops hopefully it will stop the cancer cells from regenerating, basically. So let's just hope that I won't have to get chemo
Oh
again.
no, you won't. I think you're doing fantastic. We've got El
Yeah.
Jody, old softy. He's coming in. Tell her I love her and I'm on the way home. XXX. The old soft.
Ah.
So we threw it up there, so everybody's going to be able to see it. So I really embarrassed him. We've Sinead coming in as well, telling you that she loves you as well. Just
Hi,
so much
Sinead.
support. There's literally hearts all over the place coming in. We got Bernie with
Oh,
all her hearts as well. There's just hearts upon hearts upon hearts. You're doing great. The support is endless. You know what I mean?
I probably
Yeah.
spoke
Look,
way too much. I think I was like
no,
babbling on there. I'm like, Aoife, shut up talking. I thought it was going to be the
no,
way around. I thought you were going to be babbling and I was going to be like, I don't know what to say. But that's the other way
and I don't
around.
have to do
You're
anything
actually
when the
stuck for
guest does
words.
everything.
I
I am. I
know, you're actually
genuinely.
stuck for words. I
I
actually had
don't know
never
what.
seen you like that, Terence.
Yeah, I know. It's a first. It really is. I like I said, I don't. Yeah, I'm stuck for words. I really genuinely am. Like, I'm in complete awe of you and what you've achieved in less than a year, what you've gone through. Yeah, this may be a
Or
first. Normally, I
the
guess.
next time,
Go on.
in Bantry now, I'll have to bring you up a mountain, and then you realise what it's all about. I know you don't think you have particularly high ones there. Yeah, yourself and Aoife.
I've ran
Yeah,
Seskin a couple
bring
of
you up.
times, all right, and I've nearly died. So yeah, no, I'm good with Seskin. I can run Seskin, all right. I used to have
Oh,
to
well,
do
that's
that
not so
when I was
bad then.
training, but yeah, no, I've done Seskin, and you know what? It's yeah, I think I ended up puking halfway up and halfway down. It was a Sunday morning after
Oh,
the
that's
night
not good.
before, and it was no,
All right, okay. Not the best time to
yeah.
be doing it.
No. Sunday morning sprints used to always kill me. We've got a Neve coming in as well. Neve Carr. She says your attitude is inspiration, and you're some woman, Aoife. And
Oh,
Sinead
thanks.
Kelly says she's going to join us and do the sugar loaf. Herself and Huge are going to do the sugar loaf with us. So we're all going to set up
Yeah,
and do the sugar loaf. So I can just imagine
yeah.
Sinead now climbing the sugar loaf. She'd love that. Halfway up and having a
Oh,
cigarette.
yeah, absolutely.
That would be
Yeah,
Sinead 100%.
yeah.
So come
Stop.
here.
We
Look,
should all do it.
before we wrap this up, I've got the hardest part of the podcast, and I never told you this at the start because we were so busy trying to log in and get things going and stuff like that. But we've got a 30 seconds quiz, right? It's a rapid
Oh,
fire
shit.
quiz.
Okay.
It's really hard. They're really complicated questions. It's going to be like you're leaving cert all over again, right? So
Oh, great.
before we get
Okay.
into it, don't worry. Like I
It's going to
said to
be a
you
fucking
before,
disaster then, so.
no. Not at all. Not at all. I promise you. I promise you. Yeah. So look, Aoife, thank you so much for doing this. Thank you everybody for watching it, and thank you again for just being who you are. You're, like I said, inspirational. We've got 30 seconds.
Oh,
Don't
thanks
worry.
very much.
They're only yes/no answers, right? Graham is jumping in as well. She
Okay.
says, Graham Dooley says, "Well done, Aoife. You're amazing. Love from all the duels." Like I said, the people are just pouring in. So I apologize to those who are watching if I don't get your comments. If you're really quick, I will be able to get to them. And I think I've gotten nearly everybody, but it's literally blocked. The feed is getting blocked up. So we're getting that many comments in, and everybody's saying how like there's just endless amount of love right now being spread on the internet, which is fantastic. So
Thanks, guys. Thanks, guys.
I'll show it to you afterwards. But like it's endless. It really is. It's hearts and strength and emojis all over the place. It's like Cartoon Network here with all the hearts and the emojis. Everybody's just spreading the love. So right, here we go. We've got 30 seconds to answer the hardest quiz you've ever done in your life. Right. So are you ready?
Okay. I have to prepare myself now. Hang on.
Prepare yourself. Right. You've got 10 more seconds to prepare yourself. We've got 9. I know we're just going to skip the good part.
Jesus. Okay.
Right. We got, which is worse, doing the dishes or washing your clothes?
Doing the dishes.
Do you keep your chocolate in the fridge or outside the fridge?
Outside the fridge.
Do you drink Coke or Pepsi?
Coke.
Got to be quicker. In the house, does Joe keep the toilet roll facing out or facing against the wall?
He keeps it on the ground.
I know the answer to this one. Are you an iPhone user or an Android user?
Android.
Who's your favorite actor or actress?
Oh, Denzel Washington and Meryl Streep.
Very good. If you're at the hotel, which do you prefer, a city view or an ocean view?
Ocean view.
Are you a dog person or a cat person?
Dog person.
Like myself. Favorite day of the week. The last one. Quick.
Saturday.
Like that, ladies and gentlemen. We're done. We are done. Aoife.
Thanks, everybody.
You have me lost for words.
I can breathe now.
Absolutely lost for words. You can breathe. I told you it wasn't going to be hard, didn't I? I genuinely.
No, I know. I just
Stefan is
totally
saying,
waffle the head off.
What about the kitten I gave you?
Oh, the kitten. Oh, I love her too, but she's a head wrecker.
Aoife,
she's a head wrecker cat.
I really appreciate it.
Thanks, guys. Thanks for all the love. Thanks, Terence.
Mind yourself. We'll talk soon.